Today we will look at another key to success, understanding sacrifices. We will discuss what it means to make sacrifices, what we need to prioritize over our goals, and how sacrifices make your success happen. Welcome to the Rodney Podcast. It was 6 a.m. and all I wanted to do was just stay in bed. The alarm goes off. And I'm referring back to my freshman year in high school. And I had to get up because it was going to be a long day. I had class that started at like 7:05. It might have been a weird time, like 7:02 or something. But this is called 7 a.m. And this was because I took an extra class. We had 6 classes, so 6 periods, and this was 0 period, right? And I took an extra class because I wanted to be in jazz band. I'm a drummer, if you didn't know that. And so in order to be in jazz band, it was an extra class. And in order to get all my curriculum and all my classes in for the 4 years of school, for my freshman year especially, I could not just take 6 classes if I wanted to be in jazz band. So then to add to that, when school got out, I didn't go home because we had marching band practice 3 days a week. And so that was about an hour and a half after school. And then you would think I can go home and start on homework. But for one day during the week, and so I'm making it sound like a lot, but for one day it was particularly busy because I wanted to drive when I turned 16. So to do that, they had classroom instruction back then. So I signed up for the adult school and I took my classes, my driving class and adult school. And it was on campus. It was on a high school campus. And so for 3 hours, I believe it was, one day a week, we would be in that class taking our driver's education. Nowadays, we have online and internet. I'm going to date myself. This was before the internet. So we didn't have that option. And so then after that, I would do homework. And believe it or not, by that time, you throw some eating in there. It's time to start all over again the next day. But I wanted to achieve some goals, like driving when I was 16. So it took some sacrifice, me sacrificing free time, hanging out with friends, and enjoying freshman year to the fullest. But then you would think I'll learn my lesson, right? But no, I think I'm made a certain way because a few years later when I was able to drive, I decided I wanted to have nice things for my vehicle, including an awesome stereo system. I was one of those guys that you drove next to and I was shaking your car. That was me. But anyway, I had a 4 a.m. wake up because I had a couple of paper routes that I could do, and I could do some large routes because I had a car. But you had to get up in the morning and fold papers. I'm really dating myself, right? Newspapers. And so I drove around and did the paper routes. And then after that, I went to school. And then after that, I had a job. By this time, I had stopped marching band. I just couldn't do it all, and I kind of lost interest in the marching band thing. But after school, I had a job where I was doing closing shifts. I wasn't supposed to. Remember those stories in my previous podcast? So I would be there all night, and then I would still have homework to do. But you see, I did these things because I understood to get what I want and to get my goals accomplished, I needed to sacrifice. So today on the Rodney Podcast, we're going to talk about understanding sacrifices. Welcome to the Rodney Podcast.
Hey, this is Chance. My IG tag is at Chance_AK_Billups. I've overcome addiction and changed my life. However, 2 things I'll never change is my love for God and the Rodney O Podcast, where you can hear stories like mine and other relevant topics. Stay tuned. This is the Rodney O Podcast.
So today's podcast is being recorded in February of 2019, and it is part of a daily month-long series titled Keys to Success. That's right, 28 days of February 28 podcasts. And today's key to success is understanding sacrifices. It seems like we all have goals and dreams at one point in our lives. Sometimes we have this every new year, right? New Year's comes and what do we do? These New Year's resolutions. Other times it's because we are tired of our current situation. We're tired of the job that we have. We're tired of our condition we are health-wise and physically. We're tired of our finances, of scraping by, whatever it may be. But we get tired of something, and so we set out to make a goal. Now, I don't think people set out to say that I want to make this goal, but I want to fail. I'm not going to go ahead and accomplish this goal, right? But I also think that people don't always weigh out the cost to achieve this goal. You ever wonder why so many New Year's resolutions fail? Why are the gyms packed in January and empty by February? Why do people work in a job that they hate year after year after year, always saying they're going to do something about it, they're going to plan to move on, but they stay there until they retire just hating it? You see, people have dreams and goals. They often go after them, but they soon quit because it's just too hard. Well, that's because they didn't count the costs. They didn't realize what it would take in order to achieve their dreams. They didn't understand the sacrifice. In our society, we are so used to things being quick and easy. We want something to eat, we buy what? Fast food. We cook it in the microwave, right? We don't feel like driving somewhere. We call what? Uber Eats, right? We need info. What do we do? We need information. We Google it. You don't want to type it in? Well, you ask Siri. We don't want to read the answers? Well, we ask Alexis, then Alexis can tell us out loud. Our favorite show is on. We need to catch up on a certain series. We don't have time to wait until Tuesday until that show comes on again. We can use on demand. All these things contribute to the idea that things are easily solved and things are fast. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the convenience. I love a lot of those things I mentioned. I love all of those things that I mentioned. But what it does is it leaves us vulnerable to things that we need to do that take time. We don't have patience anymore because of this, right? When we want to leave that job, it may require us to work at night. It may require us working our own business to get it going. It may require long hours after you already worked a long day. It may take time of us learning a skill at night. Maybe you have to go to night school or go to a trade school that meets in the evening to get that certain skill. If we want to improve our health, it may require us to stop all the fast food eating and we have to do meal prep. So all of a sudden now we're cooking meals for the week and getting them all packaged up and put them in our fridge because it takes time to do that. You can immediately see that all these things require us to make a sacrifice. Maybe we can't watch entire seasons of our favorite shows on Netflix. Maybe we can't get our favorite meal at the local heart attack burger joint. Maybe our weekends aren't lazy weekends anymore and they're full of us doing jobs and hustling to get what we want in our goals. You see, we have to prioritize things in a different order when we want to achieve major goals and dreams. Netflix may have been high on our priority list, but now it may have dropped way down. Maybe guys' night or girls' night is now lower on the list and you can only go once a month instead of twice a week. Maybe every other month you can go and that's it. Because here's the truth. The truth is this. Successful people sacrifice a lot of things to become successful. They give high priority to their goals. Now, here's what I'm not saying, right? Because family is important. They may not be able to get as much time as you used to give them if you want to go for your goals, but I feel that they should be very high on the priority list. Because I know someone out there is screaming, balance! And we want all the quality of life, right? We don't want to just work all the time. We need quality. But however, I think the majority of the people that say that, they don't have a high enough work ethic and want to continue to binge watch on Hulu. Didn't say Netflix that time. They want to go to parties. They want to enjoy video games. But you know what? That's okay. That's fine. But don't knock somebody else down because they are going after their dreams and sacrificing binge night, right? But if you want to accomplish your goals and crush your dreams, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take sacrifice. And here's a few things to get you going, right? Take a look at yourself and be honest. How much do you really want it? I would love to be an NFL quarterback. But I know at my age and at my skill level, I don't have time. It's not going to work. That's something that's just more of a pipe dream. And I will soon lose interest because it will not work, right? So take a look at yourself and be honest. And how much you really want. And I should add an addendum to that. Like, how realistic is it? Make a plan. Maybe you write your goals down daily and accomplish your daily task. Maybe make a timeline of you want to be at this point at a certain time, and then a month later I'd be at this point. That's what I do. That's what I do for all of my social media and my influence is I write down a plan and have a timeline for how I want to increase and what I want to do. Write it down. Or when I say write it down, put it in your notepad, put it on the computer, put it on a Word document, whatever you need to do. to make sure it's written down and you can come back to it and adjust and accomplish your goals. Then thirdly, you want to execute. Know when to play. Know when to watch Netflix. Know when to work, right? Realize you're going to have to make sacrifice and you're going to have to sacrifice things, but have an order to something, Just go out and do it and execute and make sure that if you really want it, you really love what you do, then go all out and realize that it's going to take some sacrifice because like I always say, you're going to live, now sacrificing things so that you don't have to sacrifice those things later. You'll have options, right? That's what it's all about. Well, hey, please feel free to dialogue with me. My YouTube video, Rodney O Weekly, shows that I am living what I speak. So if you want to go to that, please subscribe to it. And you can get the link in the podcast description, or you can simply go to YouTube and search Rodney O Weekly. I'd appreciate it if you guys check that out and subscribe. Like I said, every week I have a vlog, and I'll be increasing that with other videos as well. And remember this, I want to inspire, encourage, and motivate all of you as you navigate this journey that we call life. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.